Another episode of the Respect My Region podcast. Today, a special New York Cannabis edition featuring Chris Thompson, Director of Operations and Marketing over at Daily Green, New York City. Times Square already on the map, but today we're getting some insider scoops. How we doing, Chris? Welcome to the show, man.
Doing all right. Trying to stay warm out here in New York City, man. It's been a frozen wasteland the past few weeks.
We've seen the videos. I've seen people doing all kinds of crazy stuff there. Man, there ain't nothing like New York when the weather gets crazy for y'all. Y'all know how to get creative and are really innovative with it out there. And it's something that I want to talk about specifically is how you guys have been battling that, or maybe it hasn't been a battle. I don't know. But from the dispensary side of things, you guys have this beautiful location. I was looking you up earlier and trying to figure out some other questions to ask. I saw your comments about utilizing AI and how that's been helpful on the business to some degree. And it's just interesting to think about all the different areas and trials and tribulations that we go through as a dispensary. But now you're also dealing with this, like the elements. Here in California, we don't deal with frozen elements and feet of snow or ice. It's not something that I've ever experienced here after 7 years. For you, Chris, what has that been like? What is the insider scoop on running that dispensary there in the middle of this snowmageddon, as we saw reported?
I mean, it's been kind of crazy because I just moved here in this last fall from Las Vegas, where I spent 10 years, where no snow in the Mojave Desert, as we
Right.
know.
Not
We
enough
dealt with
moisture.
the other side of 113 degree, 115-degree heat. So and from what I've been talking with our staff and our coworkers here, seems like this is like the most snow New York's gotten in like the last 10 years. So of course my
Wow.
first year they're just gonna dump it on. Here at the store, though, I think Times Square is very good in general about making sure the sidewalks are clear. There's a Times Square Alliance. Shout out to the Times Square Alliance. It's the kind of organization of businesses that just make sure all of the pathways are clear, they're safe, there's security.
Mhm.
But yeah, we do have to shovel and salt the sidewalks right around our doors and everything. So the team has to kind of go through that. It's obviously been interesting because our delivery service has definitely kicked up. We got 10 deliveries in one day, I think it was last Tuesday. So definitely people ordering a little bit more. That's kind of some of the shift we have to make, is making sure our business is available to, bring cannabis to them.
Yeah.
In general, the tourists are hardy though. I mean, it's just like Vegas. If you're in New York to have a good time, you're not going to let some snow stop you. So you're going to
It's
make it.
crazy, bro. Like, Chris, there's only one place in the country that I would be interested in going to on Christmas or like New Year's, knowing that it's freaking freezing cold and like uncomfortably cold. And it
Yep.
would be to experience a New York Christmas, like walking
Yeah.
around it. You know what I mean? And like on some Home Alone vibes type of thing,
100%. Yeah.
Like that has got to be one of the most nostalgic. They talk about like, yeah, what is American, right? Like that sounds extra American to be in New York on a Christmas cold winter night, walking around, looking at things, getting the sights and the sounds. And now that cannabis is legal there for a number of years, and there's dispensaries all over, what could be more enjoyable than being there at Times Square and then catching the train, drinking a drink on the train as you go over to, another part of the city, right? Like
Yeah.
that that is so cool. You mentioned the delivery service getting started. I think it's really interesting that, like, I don't know, coming from Seattle, living in LA, like nothing here is super like condensed, like nothing that I've lived in or experienced condensed. So I struggle with wrapping my mind around how you guys are getting deliveries out in Times Square,
Oh,
knowing
bikes.
knowing
Yeah.
like the
Bike
vehicle
delivery.
situation.
Yeah. No, we have an e-bike, a really nice little unit. So they just hop on the
Cool.
e-bike and go. I mean, New York's a very there are delivery bikes everywhere. It's how
Yeah.
Uber, Grubhub, all of those get delivered. So it's common. It's not too difficult. We got the training for it. We got all the equipment.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously the compliance paperwork of getting the manifest signed and all of that fun stuff. But no, it's going well. It was slow to start, but delivery is something that takes a while because you're really just attracting locals. Like most
Yeah.
tourists are just going to walk through, but once the locals get it, they just start ordering. Like you'll see like 3 orders a week.
I mean, it's very rare for, I mean, I've lived here for 7 years. It's very rare for me to use food delivery because of pricing, right?
Mhm.
But I still find myself using the service when convenience absolutely becomes a necessity over my bandwidth, right?
Yeah,
Like you can only do so much. If one, I mean, we just ran into this, right, Chris? If one thing makes you late for the seven other things, the whole
yeah,
day can be off, right?
100%.
So it's like sometimes just to be able to put an order through real quick while I'm doing four or five other things, that's the only way I'm going to get food. Or maybe in this case, that's the only way I could take away some pain, right?
Yeah.
Just to have something delivered to me. And I applaud you guys for figuring out the operations for that. Now, I have to take a moment to shout out our sponsor because we dove right into questions before I showed love of the people hooking us up. Big shout out to deeproots.io, everybody. They are our premium partner for all things SEO, Google AdWords, and of course, just growing digital revenue for our cannabis retailers across America. And thinking about how I messed up not shouting them out leads me to my next question. You said that the tourists they just walk in, so that like psychologically they're just looking up like dispensary Times Square, right? They're just looking up like, or they're walking around and they see it and they come in. Like I definitely did that when I was at Times Square last time. I was like,
Yeah.
oh dispensary, like let me go, like oh cool, cool. Like I want to go see everything, right? This is so cool. Now for the locals, I wonder, were they using other deliveries first? How many visits? You know what I'm saying? So I just have to think like, at what point did somebody transition from I'm an in-store person to like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get my weed delivered, man. It's snow. Was it the snow that triggered it, or like was it this growth to convenience?
It's a little bit of both, I think. It also has to do with, just internal marketing, just starting to include all that delivery and, showing that we do free
Mm.
delivery.
People are
Uh,
seeing it now more often.
yeah, so I think it's a big part of it. And obviously the winter weather was a huge uptick too. So
Yeah.
it's a slow stream, but it gets there for sure. But it was interesting because in Vegas or in other markets or even in Michigan, it was very much a car delivery. So getting them on that bike and kind of establishing like the rules for the road training for that was a big one. But it's
Interesting.
convenient and it's quick. We can get there and back, and we also kind of adopted that Jimmy John's model. Like we're not trying to make a 45-minute delivery up to Harlem necessarily. We can't make it that far. It's above Central Park. So we kind of just focus on like maybe a 10 to 15-minute radius right around Times Square because we,
Okay.
we want to, always under promise and over deliver rather than the opposite. We want to, say, hey,
Yeah.
we'll get it to you the next hour and get it to you in 15 minutes.
Be spread too thin and then have more problems because more mistakes arise, or even not even mistakes, just New York, right? There
It's
are a lot
dangerous.
of moving parts, variables that are out of our control in a city like that.
On that note, what's funny, I have a story. Because I kind of had to train the employees, just legally on like, hey, this is the e-bike, this is how you operate it. And I would take them out and say, physically get on it, start pedaling, like walk around. I kind of felt like a proud dad at some point. Like they'd get on the bike and I'd watch them go, but it's terrifying because they're going into Times Square traffic. So they're walking through it. So it's like not like up a driveway in the neighborhood. It's like, all right, don't get and it was like the third or fourth, one of our supervisors actually. I got him on the bike, I sent him through. He came back and just the bike was like he was like, I crashed. A delivery driver just ran right into the back of him and caused him to swerve off, and one of the mirrors was busted. We
Oh
hadn't even
wow.
done a full delivery yet. And the bike had already crashed. So at least it got it out of the way, but no incidents since then, thankfully, and he was fine.
Oh wow.
They got like a
Yeah,
little
that's
scrape on his elbow,
that's
but
something that I always think about is, my most recent partner from Costa Rica. We started seeing more news, and it was something like in a place like that, 47% of all accidents where someone ended up dying was like people on motorbikes in a country like Costa Rica. And when I was walking around there, I kept seeing people like amputees, lots of them. And she kept saying, yeah, this is normal. And those people probably drove motorcycles. And so just the unsafety of that, I just couldn't imagine. Now, of course, Times Square, it's busy, there's a lot going on. But I feel like the culture of that, although maybe dangerous for some, I just feel like it's so normal and regular to you guys. Like not
yeah,
to
I mean that's
overlook
part of
it,
it.
not to like overlook it or make it a bigger or
Yeah.
more dangerous ordeal. But I feel like if you're a New Yorker, you're used to keeping your head on a swivel even when you're in your phone.
Oh yeah, and there's infrastructure too. There's a lot of good bike lanes even right around the store. Like you just if
Oh,
you
nice.
know the routes and you know which streets to go up, like you'd be good to
Yeah.
go.
I remember when I lived in Seattle and they started putting bike lanes in the city there, how everybody started freaking out. But that was so important because people were, it
Mhm.
was just dangerous.
Yeah,
And we needed like a rhyme and reason to the bikers on there. So that's pretty cool. 10 to 15 minutes. Is it the same? Is it the full menu of the store? Is it an express menu? Give me some more deets here, dude. This is dope. This is
yeah, no,
interesting.
it's everything. And we offer 10% off online and delivery orders just across the menu. And that's how one of our strategies of like a tourist who walks in, like they're not going to get that necessarily because they're just walking in. But all of our locals and all of the people who are like actual New Yorkers here, they know to do that. So they're automatically getting 10% off. You can access all of our deals on delivery, which is great. And it's some of the cheapest ounces in New York you can get. I mean, we have some Smokeland ounces that are just like, I think 100 to 120,
Yep.
just like
I know
dropped off.
Smoking, man. They've been around here in Cali for a long time. Now they out there finally. Let's go. Shout
Yeah.
out to Smoking team.
No, they've
That's
been
what
doing
they
a good
do.
job. It's affordable ounces, man. But we
Yeah.
got high end stuff as well, like we got like the bouquet and the runts. One thing I'm super excited, not to pivot, but on that note, one thing we're doing that we're really starting here is a small batch micro grow showcase that we
Yes,
actually have.
yes, yes.
Yeah, we have a separate part of our flower bar on the sales floor now that's actually just for microgrows, specifically for their licenses, no
So cool.
MSOs, so it's just for New York microgrows. So we don't want to, just because we're the Times Square dispensary doesn't mean we just need to have, the rhythms, the bouquets, the runts, the pharmacan. Like we love our partners and they produce great flower, but we want to show love to our New York small batch growers too, who are making it out there with the
It's
small.
it's a segment of the industry that gets a lot of love and attention, but it only is in New York that has micro grows like that, which is cool. You
Yeah.
guys are the only state that has that unique model. Washington has what's called a tier one license, which is similar to
Mhm.
something along those lines. Not as cool of a name, tier one micro grow. Come on, that's just dope, right? And
Yeah.
then it just really leans into the craft. And you guys there in New York, um, especially the people, no disrespect to you, the people born and raised there, from their legacy sacrifices made in that state, that is extremely important to them, that they can have that opportunity to collaborate, to unite, to just share
Yeah.
within opportunity. This showcase, I love showcases. I think showcases are dope. I go to music showcases here in LA that the record labels put on for their artists that are coming up. And that to me sounds like what you guys are going that these are the rising stars in the micro grow. If they're good
Yeah.
enough for you guys, then they're good enough to be showcased, and you guys are proud of that. Who are some of these groups, if you can, that you're going to have in this showcase?
One that's coming through a lot is Royal Genetics.
Mm-hmm.
Major is another new one coming up. I think those are the couple there. I'm trying to think of the third that's really we have like 6 or 7 that we're trying to get in store. Another solid kind of like micro grow that's like small batch producing, even though they're kind of nationwide, is Magic Garden and the EJs on the rosin side. We might
Okay.
have not necessarily as a micro grow side, but just kind of supporting the event. But no, we have a couple lineups that's coming through. But yeah, just really being able to kind of meet the makers. We
Yeah.
used to have those events in Nevada a lot of like not just it's fine. If you've been in the industry, been in dispensaries, I love meeting brand ambassadors, especially when they're knowledgeable and they're smart. I love even more meeting the people who are actually pressing the rosin or applying the irrigation to the plants, who are checking up on
Pouring
available.
the gummies.
Yeah, pouring the gummies, like the people actually who are like behind the craft. That's who I love to meet. And that's who we're trying to get for this showcase as well, like actually meeting the growers and having an
Yeah.
event. I mean, it's a Times Square, like come be showcased on Times Square to millions of people. We're
That's
gonna
so
have like a cool billboard on the outside, kind of featuring some of the grows or some of the things going on. So we're really excited to kind of showcase growers there.
Chris, is there like a state definition or a general phrase that says like what exactly a microgrow is for people?
It's a specific license. I should probably know like the again new to the state, so still learning the regulatory structure here. It's a smaller canopy. I don't know the exact
Yeah, see,
cutoff.
that was what I was struggling with too, because I felt like Washington, I want to say like the tier one is less than 5,000 square feet, or even maybe less than 3,000 square feet of canopy. It doesn't allow for that many plants. But the most, I feel like most of the micro grows, they're like 20 to 50 plants max. They're not very
It
big.
looks like if I'm seeing the OCM site, indoors 3,500 square feet,
3,500.
in mixed light 5,000, and outdoors 10,000. But
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure that's accurate here. But it does look like it is a function of how big your canopy is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And folks, for those of you guys, canopy is like you've got like these tables or trays or whatever, and then you've got like the plants, right? And when we're growing up, they always talk about like the Amazon canopy being up here and then like these layers right down there. Like anything that has the leaves up there and the plants are out there doing their thing, that's the canopy. So we're talking about a room that's like, or maybe a couple rooms, where 3,500 is not that big. And we're talking about these multi-state brands that exist, these MSOs, if you would. And they got these super facilities, and that's okay. Good weed,
Comparison,
as he said, comes out of both.
yeah, I think the outdoor here is around like 40 to 50,000 for like
Yeah.
a large scale cultivation. So that's like the scale is about
Mhm.
quarter to eighth the size.
There's a lot going on there in New York. There's a lot of different types of companies, man. There's a lot of really good ones. Talking about these micro grows and shouting out some of those brands, that's super cool and exciting. I'm excited to talk about that showcase after, again, in a couple months, once that comes to life, and we can recap that together. And I'd love to show you guys, I assume you'll make a video or something. So I want to show that to the people. Um,
Yeah. But right now
but I know
planning
New
it for
York.
March 28th.
Oh, March 28th. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, shout out. That's my brother's birthday, so that's a good day. Um, the the short term news right now, though, you guys the last week or so, maybe 2 weeks or so, you guys have put together a super exciting creative opportunity for anyone in New York or anybody there or around the world that goes there. It's 21 plus. It's the most expensive cannabis Valentine gift in the
Yeah.
world. It's a $6,000 box, dinner, experience, product. Like there's a number of things that really accentuate someone's love here for another
Yeah.
person. And one of the coolest things, beyond the meaning of the love behind why somebody would drop 6 racks, 6 thou wow on a
Yeah.
product like this, is you get to be shown on Times Square on the
True.
screens.
Yeah. No,
How cool is that?
it's a fantastic package. I mean, like you said, it comes with a full billboard, which is a 3-story LED billboard on Times Square. You can
My
have
love is this big.
yeah, and seen by 1 million people a day. So that's
Oh
the
my
actual
god.
impressions from the company that we partner with to run the
So it's
sign.
so it's will you marry me at my Instagram account?
Yeah, right. It also includes, the sign is amazing. It includes dinner reservations at an extremely nice Italian restaurant here in the city. It
Yep.
includes hotel stay at a like high-end luxury hotel right on Times Square. It includes 24-hour car service to take you wherever in the city you want to go.
Boom.
It includes a private consultation and bud tending package here at the Daily Green, including like a covered cart of $250 of cannabis. When you show
Wow.
up to your hotel room, there's going to be a gift box of cannabis products, like right there waiting for you, along with champagne.
Woo.
So it's a fantastic, like all in one cannabis night package. Like your Valentine's Day is just done. It's you don't even have to think about it
And
after
there's
that.
only one of these?
There's only one of these.
Only one. Who's gonna be the lucky person in New York to sit here and impress their lucky partner, man? Let's go. Man, that is cool. I applaud you guys. Coming from another high-end, opportunity type of environment in my early bud tender days, in my early marketing days, this is the exact kind of thing that I like, Chris. Whose idea was this? Who do we get to applaud? Is it you? Is it the team? Was there layers? Who came up with this fantastic idea, bro?
I mean, as with anything, I think it's layers. We work with a couple great partners. We have a brand strategist, Maggie Connors, and we also have our PR team, Oak PR. It's both great, that we kind of worked with kind of together on this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we were trying to do something because we try to hit both ends, right? Like we have like this side of kind of exciting PR, like how do we get like that headline? Because again, we're the Daily Green, we're the central source of news here, as it were. Not actual news, but the faux newspaper.
Of course.
Um, so we wanted to have something headliney, and we also have a great like $69 Valentine's Day infused chocolate bundle. It's not everyone's gonna get like a $6,000 the single great fantastic package. So we also wanted to offer something that like anyone can enjoy.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
so it was definitely a team effort though. How do we hit all parts of activating Valentine's Day, making it like exciting for people?
Yeah, fitting in with what your brand is while also fitting into the holiday and then adapting to the snowmageddon times, just
Yeah.
where the market's at. A lot of really interesting variables there, and I think you guys have landed on something that, as you said, um, tried to really cover all bases. Um, it is cool. It is exciting. It is one of a kind. It is expensive and speaks to a certain audience and is an opportunity. This isn't that crazy for somebody. This is a great idea for somebody who wants to propose. This is a great idea for somebody who's got I mean, it doesn't even have to be about love. If you got a wedding business, buy this and go viral on Times Square. Like
Yeah. Right.
this is a great opportunity, from a marketing perspective, from a love perspective, from a partnership perspective for your store. I think this is super cool. Big shout out
If
to your
I had
team,
6 grand, I'd buy
for
it.
all of it. Well, what products or brands off the top of your head? Just a couple of them, if you could shout out, are involved with this.
Yeah, so like the main one is Incredibles. So we got to shout out Incredibles. They've been really they're our main partner here. So they're going to be the chocolate is there's some of their fantastic chocolate bars are going to be in the box. So I think we have some Empire State bars and also the Magnolia
Mm,
Bakery bars as well, the Red Velvet Cake bars. We're also going to be including some massage oil as well as some like I think it's bath salts. It's like a
okay.
CBD 3-to-1 bath salt that you can
Yeah.
put in the tub. We also include some Love arousal tablets from 1906, some
Ooh.
hash from Silly Nice, some flour from Runts. I think it's lemon cherry gelato. So some just stuff like every product category kind of gets hit there.
Yeah, man. I hear some sensual. I hear some wellness. I got
Yeah,
excited for that Runts lemon cherry gelato. That's that good candy in your mouth, like, get you high, get you creative, maybe get you excited along those 1906 arousal tablets. There's a lot that sounds like, you guys really touch on the feelings and the potential experiences someone might go through by consuming these different products different ways. I love that, man. From the oil to the tabs to the smoke, even the Incredibles. That's a legacy brand. They've been around for a long time. Been around for a
yeah.
long
No,
time.
I mean they are the credible edible. That's their. It's a fantastic slogan, and they're
So
delicious.
we so we've talked. Let's see. We've talked Microgrows and the showcase. You got Valentine's coming up this weekend.
I will shout
Um,
out. I did a little bit before, but if you're not going to get a $6,000 package, we have a fantastic buy any
what's
three.
in this deal? What's in this deal?
Yeah, buy any three infused chocolates for $69. Get a sample pack of the Love Incredibles tablets, and you get a custom Valentine's Day gift bag as well. It
Oh,
says,
cute. So then it's like gift ready.
yeah, like it already has the tissue paper and everything. Like you just put the chocolates inside, and it says Happy Valentine's Day from the Daily Green and Gold on it. So
Woo! Hey, come on,
not willing
Chris.
to
This
drop
is
six
good
racks.
execution right here. We love this. Taking
Yeah,
care of all the partners, taking care of all the people that deserve love. And you know what, folks? You don't got to buy it for anybody else. You can buy it for yourself. You can celebrate your own self on this fake ass holiday created to make money. So it's
yeah,
like, buy it to celebrate yourself. The reality is $69 for 3 edibles, plus you get a promo product of these love tablets, and it comes in a bag specially wrapped for you. The least you should do is go spend the money because you get 4 products for $69. That's a deal.
yeah,
And then you can take one of those and give it to your favorite home girl, give it to your mom, give it to your grandma, whoever, because it's respectful and it is a woman's day or a partner's day. Just go love somebody with that. But keep one of those maybe for yourself. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And we
Like
got some
maybe.
great options too. Like one of the ones I'm really excited to talk about that we just brought on is called a Dark Star Cannabis.
Okay.
It's a fourth generation chocolate company here in New York. So
Oh wow.
they've been making chocolate for literally 4 generations. I've met the brothers. They're talking about like, their great grandfather made chocolate. And now their version is infused chocolate. So they make some delicious edibles. It's called Calamity Jane is one of their brands, but they also have a dark.
Calamity Jane.
Yeah, so it's little like really delicious bites, like toffee bites, and like there's caramel and there's different like peanut butter in there. It's delicious.
Are we noticed? So in other states, Chris, chocolate. I mean, it might exist and it's definitely still around. There's still people doing chocolates, but it ain't never been the poppin' ass category. You feel me? Are we
No,
seeing?
it's only, Incredibles, who we talked about before, like they dominate the category and they've got fantastic products too. So it's mainly, I think Incredibles is one of the main ones nationwide. But like you said, it's even in Vegas, it's a very difficult product to sell in the summer sometimes. You got leave it in the car.
Here too in LA, man. It just gets warm. Right? Gets warm, and then we get a little, not to say it gets warm in the dispensaries, but it just becomes a problematic melting issue occasionally, depending on who makes these items. Now, the last episode, Chris, we talked a little bit, and one of the most popular videos was about your guys's like how you sell different products than most of these stores, and like how Times Square is just different than most other areas of the United States in terms of cannabis sales. It was very interesting. It wasn't necessarily the opposite, but it was, I mean, number one for you guys was not number one for everybody else. And that's very interesting. So those categories, pre-rolls, vapes, edibles, those are big categories for you guys based on the tourism, based on the locals there, based on it being Times Square. What are some of the more trusted quality products you guys have in those three categories? We've already been talking chocolate, so if we could start off with just what are some solid gummies you're seeing in the sleep situation, and then just other ones that stand out as well.
Yeah, I mean, sleep, we have, I'd say the top in the category, and this is, again, usually nationwide. You got to love Wana, Wild, and Camino. It's the main players out there. Kiva, Camino, Wild, which actually just acquired Groon recently, which is an interesting development.
Who did?
Wild acquired Groon.
No way.
Yeah, which is very interesting. They
bought the competition. They're both from Oregon. Let's go. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it was an interesting merger there. Because Groon chocolates as well, also included in the $69 deal. Fantastic chocolates as well. A lot of good chocolate options here, but I think those three for sleepy time. I always recommend like I love me the Wild Elderberry, the 1:1:1.
Classic.
The Wana sleep time as well. The indica there is solid.
Chris, you've named the big dogs, but you're leaving off one that's from New York, and I know you know it, but I'm not going to give it to you. Give me 3 New York ones that also stand out.
New York ones for edibles. Like I said, 1906 has tablets, which are nice.
Yep.
Those aren't too bad. Edibles are hard. I'm gonna qualify this as edibles don't work on me. I apologize. I'm not.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll throw my favorite in the mix. MFNY's live resin gummies.
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, we have a standing solid deal with MFNY, so we're always. People love that brand.
And Heirloom has some good sleep gummies too. I don't know if you carry those or not, but Heirloom has some good sleep gummies too.
We have their drinks, which do fantastic here. I don't.
Those are edible. Beverage.
I'll check.
Which one? Which one do you like? Do you like them? Do you like any of them? I mean, even if it doesn't work for you, do you drink any of them?
Yeah, they're I think it's the mango is really solid. They have like a lemonade as well. We also just got one that's a local New York one. A little more local is Harney Brothers.
Okay.
They're they're like a tea brand. So they have some like black tea and peach tea, and they have some really nice options there. We do like a 4 for $20 deal for drink.
Yes, that's totally what I would buy. I would literally buy one of those every week. That would be crazy. Drink one every other day or right after the workout. That's my shit. Okay, so let's pop into the vape category. Who are some of the New York vape brands that really stand out to you when you think about like what the customers are asking for, and then you name some of the big dogs too?
Yeah, one that has, MFNY got to call out. Got to love their live resin there. So fantastic. We have constantly asked for MFNY. It's always at the top of our charts. A big one lately that we've really had a lot of customers interested in is the Magic Garden Botanicals EJ.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. What's going on with those
It's
guys?
a rosin. It's expensive. It's like I don't know, quote to. I have to look on my website here.
75 plus a gram, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's up there. Let me find it here. But no, it's fantastic though. I mean, yeah, it's 90 for a gram cart.
All right.
Um, which 81 on our website for locals, by the way. But it's one of those that like there's a price point difference for a reason. It's just an extremely quality rosin product. When we announced that and sent out our normal marketing emails, I mean, we sold, I think, like 30 in a day,
Wow.
which for a product like that is
Yeah,
crazy.
it means you got flavor chasers, that's for sure. They were interested, and
Yeah.
price point did not deter them because they were interested in, oh my God, is this good enough for what it is, right?
And because rosin's so by its nature small batch that like they're not releasing this everywhere all over the place, like it's just in certain dispensaries. Another solid one up there is that I know isn't, I don't believe they're just New York, but I know it's more East Coast, is Jetty.
Yeah.
um they're a little bit everywhere, but like they have some solventless rosin here that we do a 2 for 150 deal on, that people come for the solventless rosin. So that's been a lot of, now that we have the machinery kind of going from 2025, we have that new market transition of how do we get people, if you want to smoke vapes on distillate side, perfectly fine. I myself hit distillate pens constantly just because if I have rosin, I'll suck it down in a day. And then it's like they went $90. When if I have a distillate, it kind of forces me to go through. So no shade on distillate customers. We always want to try and have education and have materials to kind of get people across that educational line of, you don't have to smoke this botanical terpene distillate vape. You can smoke this rosin or vape this rosin that is likely way better for you, has more of that entourage effect. It has the other cannabinoids and the flavonoids and the terpenes in there. And that's what we can kind of get people to. Just fits and starts of here and there, but we'll always satisfy our distillate customers. But how do we
I can't wait for the day, Chris, when your guys is, and I know this is not what people want to hear, but guess what? I'm a person who goes and votes. I'm a person who goes and advocates. I care about patients. I've got a medical card in my
Yeah.
pocket right now. I'm looking at some Jetty advertising in front of me because they're from California. And the people, and I've interviewed the Jetty owners. I've interviewed lots of people, Chris, that are super passionate about clean products and consumers and safety. There's a sign back there right above me. It says "Weed for the People" underneath Catalyst right there. I believe in that. And I cannot wait for the day that the prices get to drop because there is a lot of New York product available. So much that it causes price drops. Because when we think about patient accessibility and all that, there will always be innovation. And it's up to us as the businesses to continue adapting, anyways. And as over time, there will be more product available, the prices will naturally drop. It's just how
Oh,
it's going.
100%. Because I'm sure,
And
like, if you're in a different market, hearing about some of the prices I'm seeing right now, you're like, what the hell? I get
I
rosin
mean,
for
great rosin vape should be somewhere between 40 and $70. And in early markets, when it's not readily available or even commercially at scale, like yeah, between 60 and 90 makes a lot of sense for that tier of like just rosin being available at 60 and the best stuff being $30 more. Like that's pretty typical to see like tier 4 rosin here be 20 to $30 and tier 1 Percy whatever from 710 being 120. Like
Yeah.
that's a $90 difference, right?
Yeah.
Um,
And we don't
and
even
so
have that spread yet. I think we only have 3 or 4 really solid producers of rosin. I'm sure there's like probably a couple more, but it's just like
yeah,
some of them are so small batch, like we can't even get them in time. Like they're just
yeah.
gone to some of the people who have
Yeah, I
it.
mean, it's a relationship game. There's all these other stores, and it's like whoever helped you first, you kind of got to stay loyal to in these early years. I mean, that's what we should all be doing is being loyal to the people that helped us and helped us grow when we all had nothing. Chris, before we get you out of here, I didn't get to ask you this in the last one, but I've been watching this creator who helps other people, and he always asks them like, "What's the message to the world. And right now there's a lot of shit going on. It doesn't matter what you stand for or believe in. There's just a lot all over the world. And so from the Daily Green being a brand that's community driven, and you and your background for helping people in cannabis, like what would be a solid message on behalf of you and Daily Green for the people of Times Square and the future visitors that of Times Square? Because you guys are at the epicenter of the United States, like of our travel culture.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's always trying to find the common cause and where we can, find love and love each other, and be able to find our commonalities rather than our differences. Cannabis is a great way to experience that because it brings in people of all different cultures and colors and religions and everything else. So I think it's just trying to find the love in that. It is a crazy time, and there's a lot of really unfortunate things happening right now. So it's trying to find the ways where we can come together as a community and provide space, provide hopefully some healing in these times.
Powerful message, and I appreciate you sharing that. And it made me think of the official point 5 last question of the day. Anything else coming up that you want to make sure that to share with the people before I forget or miss something?
No, I mean, we talked about it at the beginning, but we've just got a really great grower showcase coming up of some small batch micro grows. We're going to kind of continue to do that. We're already thinking of making it like a regular thing. Maybe the one after that can be just about the rosin companies, like we said, featuring our rosin producers. So I'm really creating some like meet the maker events. So stay tuned for some fun stuff like that. And, if you're in New York, come by and say hi to the team.
Come on, man. Daily Green in the building. DailyGreen.nyc to place your pickup order. $6,000. You and your girl or your boy or your they, them, or whoever you love could be up on Times Square billboard. A million people could know how much you love somebody. That's incredible, man. I appreciate you guys. I applaud you. It gives me chills thinking about that's an opportunity and where we're at. And thank you for creating history. This is cannabis culture. It is the first. And as somebody who was a part of teams that sold the most expensive product, sold fancy shit to rappers, did one of a kind stuff a decade ago in Seattle, I just appreciate you guys trying to be creative and different, genuinely. And thank you, Chris, for being a guest.
Yeah, no, it's a great opportunity to be on, as always, man. Great conversation. And yeah, no, we appreciate everything you guys are doing out here, because I think what you do, we sell weed and that's fun and that's cool. But like, I think the stuff you guys do of actually getting the message out and the education out and actually, broadcasting the actual cannabis message out is the real important stuff. So thank you for what you do, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate that, Chris. It's disheartening at times, sometimes when you look at the viewer counts and things, but when you think about the strangers that just walk in your store because they happened to walk by, that is, some would say God, some would say destiny, some would say chance. But as a marketer, we know how much work goes into building these things, and it's brick by brick, person by person. And we are actually helping people. You guys, by connecting the dots on your end and being existing and compliant and legal and testing and safe and partnerships. And it's just our small little role here to help amplify what you guys do to those people that are looking for answers on the internet. And I appreciate you guys collaborating with us. And I appreciate, of course, our sponsor network. Every business that supports us believes in something similar as what we just said. How can we help people discover cannabis, improve their access, learn more, make healthier decisions, and ultimately go back and continue supporting the businesses? Because although it is capitalistic America, we need money to survive, folks. And this is Chris's career. This is Maggie's career. This is all these different people's careers. And this is how we all pay our bills and choose. And we choose to do that by doing the best that we can at helping people. Right. And so I appreciate every viewer. We appreciate Deep Roots for their sponsorship and all of our sponsors. And of course, Daily Green and the entire team. For all of you guys watching, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. You guys can talk shit about me as much as you want, but don't you dare talk shit about Daily Green. They out here helping people. And so be sure to visit the dailygreen.nyc. You can Google Daily Green Times Square, Daily Green New York City. It all comes up. Shout out Chris and his team. And we'll see you on the next episode, man. Snowmageddon continues. Be sure to tap in. All-Star Weekend